Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Francesca. How are you doing today? So today we are sewing a simple straight gown. Okay, so if you're seeing this channel for the first time, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe so that YouTube can recommend my videos. Okay, thank you. Now let's go on with it. You start by folding your fabric into two, just like this. Then with your tape, you get your neck measurements. This dress is going to be a turtleneck. So what I did is 2 inches length and 2 inches width of neck. Okay, 2 inches length and 2 inches width, because it's going to be a turtleneck. The neck needs to be very high enough. So I'm going to head to curve, and the next thing is our shoulder. The shoulder I'm working with is 14 inches divided by 2, 7 inches. I'm going to head to mark that. And now the next thing we're going to get is our shoulder slant. Okay, shoulder slant, you go down by 1 inch. So this is me dotting it, and I'm going to go ahead now to slant it with my straight ruler, just like so. If you have watched this video to this point, please give it a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. The next is to get the bust line, shoulder to nipple. That's 10 inches. I'm going to head to mark, because that's where you're going to be taking your bust measurement. Okay, that's the bust line. Okay, the next is your under bust. The under bust I'm working with is 16 inches. I'm going to head to draw a straight line for the under bust, and then from under bust you count 3 inches downwards for your tummy or your waist. Okay, that means from shoulder to waistline is 19 inches, and then you count 8 inches from your tummy line downwards to get your hip line. Okay, I'm gonna head to do that already. Okay, now is our armhole. The armhole I'm working with is 8 inches. I'm gonna head to mark 8 inches. Then with my straight ruler, I'm gonna rule a straight line and then curve, just like so. Now it's time to get our measurement. So on the bust line, I added extra 2 inches for the allowance. The same thing with the under bust. So the under bust and tummy line is the same measurement. They are very close to each other, so it's the same measurement. And then for the hip line, I also added another 2 inches. Now this is me connecting the lines together. Okay, if you have watched this video to this point, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you. Now this is time to cut. This table is quite small, so I'm going to show you the length on the floor. So this is the length of the gown, the full length of the gown. Okay, now the remaining fabric, I'm going to have to fold it, and then I place this first one on top of it to cut out the back. I'm going to have to do that, and I also left 1.5 inches for zipper allowance. So this is it. Back to our table. So this is the front and this is the back. Okay, now we're going to place our back and then place the front one on top of it to trace out that zipper allowance. So this is me using my chalk to trace out the zipper allowance. I'm going to sew it down. I'm going to have to do that. Okay, so I'm going to place the front one on top of it now. The next thing is to get our neck, round neck measurements. Remember, the turtleneck, and we're going to be sewing a turtleneck collar on top of it, So I've done that. So the measurement I got was 24 inches, but this fabric is 25 inches, and the region is to be on the safe side. Okay, so the width of this fabric is 2 inches and the length is 25 inches. I'm going to go ahead now and cut it out. Now the next thing is to shape this dress. So this is the front one I placed on it first. I'm going to also place the back one on it, and then go ahead and get the measurements. Okay, so I later flipped it over to I later let the back one stay on stay under, while the front one stay on top. This is because this is where I already did my chalk mark when I was cutting it, so it will be easier for me to get the measurements better from here than from the back. So I'm gonna have to bring out the actual measurement for the bust, for the waist, and for the hip. Okay, so you're gonna remove all those extra inches you added when you were cutting it. So this is me connecting the lines together all the way to the full length. The full length of this gown is around 15 inches. Okay, then I'll sew from the shoulder and then the side I've gone ahead to do that. I've sewn the sides, but I didn't sew the shoulder because I realized I didn't cut the shoulder slant when I was cutting it. So I only just used my pin to hold it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off now. So I'm removing the pins to cut the shoulder slant. It was just a mistake. I forgot when I was cutting it. I was supposed to cut it earlier, but that's nothing has spoiled yet. So the chalk mark is even still there. So I'm gonna go ahead now and cut it off. Okay, that has been done. Now it's time to sew the shoulder. And then I will attach this turtleneck collar around, you know, right side facing right side. I'll attach it round. And here it is. I've gone ahead to do that. I've sewn the shoulders and everything. Now the next thing is to attach our zipper. After attaching the zipper, then I'm going to go ahead and trim the shoulder more because I don't want this shoulder to be so long. I'll reduce it by 3.5 inches, okay? As in, I'm going to mark 3.5 inches. That is because I want it to be sleeveless. I don't want any tiny sleeve left on it, okay? It's going to just be sleeveless, like sort of a singlet sleeve, sort of. So I'm going ahead to mark 3.5 inches, and I've cut off the extra fabric, and I also repeat the same thing on the other side of the shoulder, 3.5 inches, and then I cut off the extra fabric. If you have watched this video to this point, please give it a thumbs up, okay? Thank you. Go ahead and cut. So I'm going to use my bias to pipe that armhole and then attach my zipper. And here it is. I'm gonna have to pipe the armhole, and the dress is already looking beautiful. I've folded it down and it has a side slit. This time around the slit is on the side, not at the back. I'm also gonna have to, you know, open up the slit, and I use my hemming gum to gum it together. Now the next thing is to attach a belt. I want it to have a little belt at the back, and I've gonna have to cut the belt in no particular measurement. You just use your instinct to cut out anything you want. And I'm going to open up the under bust line. The belt is going to be attached on the under bust line, okay? So I'm going to have to open up the under bust line off camera. So I'm going to insert this belt. This belt, one end is closed while the other end is open. So the closed end is where I'm going to insert inside, leaving the open part on the side of the fabric, because that's where I'll be stitching it from, okay? So this is it. I'm going to use my pin to hold it, and I also insert the other side. Okay, so the closed end is what is entering inside now, while the open end is going to be left on that side for stitching. Okay, I also use my pin to hold it. Then I'll go to my sewing machine and sew. Okay, and this is it, guys. This is it. Beautiful. And this is me wearing it, guys. Oh my god, if you see me in church on Sunday, it was so beautiful. So guys, that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye. Please subscribe.